Bertrand Russell was an internationally recognized philosopher, logician, essayist, and social critic. Unfortunately, he passed in 1970 after nearly 100 years of life. As a philosopher, essayist, and social critic, he chose to apply philosophy and logic to all aspects of life, leading him to great contributions in ethics, politics, and the history of education. He supported socialism, humanitarianism, but opposed war. Firstly, as a socialist, he can be quoted as saying, "Freedom of expression, separation of powers, and representative democracy are necessary." As a humanist, he opposed the concept of slavery by any definition. His opposition to nuclear war and armament led to the Russell-Einstein Manifesto and the beginnings of the Pugwash movement. Some may consider him to be a liberalist, some a socialist. But overall, he opposed the concentration of powers, whether it be military, governmental, or religious. This led him to believe that state control over major means of production was not necessary. He is quoted as saying, "The force of arms carry the day in the short time, but in the long term, ideas win out." Secondly, as a humanist, he is quoted as saying, "We believe there is only one life. Give yourself time to relax and enjoy it. Free yourself from the morality of slaves." Also quoted as saying, "Without a considerable amount of leisure, we're cut off from many of the best things." Because he experienced the Industrial Revolution, he felt that hard work just for the means of work was unnecessary. This is a belief based in sustenance farming, which is no longer necessary. His stance on nuclear war and armament led him to collaborate with Albert Einstein to create the Russell-Einstein Manifesto, which can be summarized in the concept that we need to serve the interests of humanity as a whole, not any country or group. Quotes from the manifesto can be read as, "Shall we put an end to the human race, or shall mankind renounce war?" The Pugwash movement, which was developed after the manifesto, can be summarized with the quotation, "The scientific community should be concerned about the dangers of humanity." Those dangers were and still are nuclear war. Bertrand Russell, philosopher, logician, essayist, social critic, gave great insight into socialism, humanitarianism, and nuclear disarmament. As a socialist, he sought to minimize governmental control. As a humanitarian, he looked for a balance in work, in life and leisure. He also urged for nuclear regulation and limitation. At the essence of socialism and humanitarianism, he opposed nuclear war. I leave you with his words that shall drive all humanity. The concept is, as he has spoken, the only thing that will redeem mankind is cooperation.